So I'm live right now. This is GTA Crypto, your very enthusiastic host. Late night Friday. We're doing a little bit of market watch and a little learning about leverage in DeFi. So there's a lot. And Jaden, I'm talking to you. Obviously, you could hear me. But we got we got tools on hand, and we already did a stream earlier in the week about FTX and how centralized finance is failing us, and you know people need other options on how to get access to leverage. So I wanted to talk a little bit about UME protocol and how you're able to use this to leverage your portfolio or your collateral, and you could short markets, you could short cryptos that they have, you could long cryptos that they have, you know. So first off, a lot of people probably don't know at all what I'm talking about. So if you're a GTA member, chances are that you're watching this, trying to learn like how to use leverage in GTA. Will Gates, what's up? We live, baby. That's what's up. That's what's up. We Live. And so if you're part of the GTA community, I've been talking about this for a while. So I'm finally gonna make a video, and I'll try to streamline it as much as possible. I'm known to go on a lot of tangents, but I'm gonna show you out there how to use UME protocol. So I'm not shy to show my wallet, so I'll show you guys what I have going on. We'll make some transactions. I actually have to send some ETH into this contract, and you know, if anything, I might bridge some over to Cosmos so I can top up my Cosmos wallet as well. That's probably what we're gonna do. So let's just go to the dashboard here. So first off, you want to go to UME protocol, or sorry, UMEE.CC. Yo, Will Gates, if anybody's watching this, if you guys can do me a favor, and actually I can do it myself. I'm gonna just break this for a second and share the stream in the Discord so everybody can know. Should have done that earlier. You know what? I might use Twitter to do it, because I have a Twitter bot that I pay for. That does it for me. And what is my password again? Phone number. I'm not creating an account. Come on. Bear with me, y'all. Just sharing the video. done sharing, I believe. I think that worked. I don't even get these notifications like that no more. I really want to get an audience, so I'm trying to like get people to come in and ask questions because I know that these are really good opportunities for people to really get some questions in. So yeah, Will Gates. I mean, if you're in the chat there, if you wanna jump in into VC, hop on live with us. You can come and ask questions if you want. So I already have an account with you. If you're using TradingView, it might kick you out right now. Jay. So at some point I'll probably clip this video and make it easier. But come on, why is this thing like frozen? Whatever, I'll deal with it on this. Alright, so how do you use UMEE, one might say? Now let's say, how far should I go back? So let's say that you have an onboarding like exchange where and onboarding means like you're just going from your bank to your crypto, right? So you need an exchange that will take your cash and let you buy crypto with it. So you could use Coinbase, Kraken, Cash App, whatever the hell you want. But let's say that you get Bitcoin, right? Now we could skip steps, and if you're fortunate enough to be able to buy Atom, that'd be great as well. Because that's inevitably where we're going to end up is either Atom, USDC, or on the Ethereum side, Ethereum. So first off, I'll kind of explain what UMEE is, and it's built off of concepts that started off in Ethereum, but I mean it didn't start in Ethereum, excuse me, but the first versions of what we're using here were on Ethereum, and it's a money market. So what a money market is you're able to supply funds, whether it's dollars, pesos, just in general, in a general money market, you can supply all kinds of currencies, and you can earn an interest rate because there's going to be people out there who borrow from these money markets. So it's just a place where people can loan money, make an interest rate, and borrow money and pay an interest rate. Right? There's plenty of use cases for that, mostly for trading, for general arbitrage, leverage trading, shorting different currencies, that kind of thing. Good thing about having a video is if you guys don't have any like concept of what that is, I would suggest taking 5 minutes, looking into a video about money markets, learning a bit more about that. But as I talk about this, I think maybe it'll make a lot more sense for you. So we're going to stick to the Cosmos side just because there's two currencies, you keep it really simple, and it looks a lot cleaner. So we're going to first acquire Atom, okay? So, a way that I like to show people how to do things is all through DeFi. And as long as you have a way to buy Bitcoin, you should be able to do anything in crypto. So, we're going to go to ThorSwap, and that's thorswap.finance. Just going to share this in the chat for those who want to see it. And on ThorSwap, you can do some cool stuff. You can take native coins. Now, let's say you have Avalanche, Rune, which is from Thorchain itself. You could have Bitcoin Cash. You could have Atom, which we're going to buy, actually. You're going to have Litecoin, Doge, BNB, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Now, let's say you only had access to like Ethereum and Bitcoin. So, in my case, I actually have Ethereum, so I'm not going to use Bitcoin, but if you did, you could use it. And then I'm going to take my Ethereum and buy Atom with it. So I won't take too much time because this isn't a ThorSwap tutorial. I'm just going to, like, I actually have to do this, so I'm going to just go through it while I'm on live with you guys. Shoot, no, I need Ethereum, so I'm going to connect my MetaMask. Connect wallet. It is connected. Whoop. Wait, hold on. I probably have to log in. Hot wallet, yes, connect. I'm gonna put half of my ETH in this into my Cosmos wallet. So I believe we're connected now. So you can see my 1.2 Ethereum. Now I'm gonna click connect again and go to Cosmos, click on Ledger, and do I need Ledger? I could go Kepler, I guess. Let me just make sure I have my Kepler Ledger side connected. Yep. So we're gonna use Kepler. Approve the connection. Scroll down and I'll see my Atom. So that's my Atom balance. Just gonna double check. Yep. So as you can see, I have a bunch of Atom staked and my Atom balance is the same as in here in this wallet. So just real quick, we're just gonna swap some ETH. So 0.6 ETH for Atom. And as you can see, I probably get about $10 less Atom after network fees, and I'm honestly okay with that. Typically what I do is I go to CoinGecko and I'll go to Atom. So let me just show you this here. Go to Ether and put 0.6. Oops. And I should get about 73 or 72.9 ETH. I mean, Atom tokens. So I'm getting about 72.2. So I'm missing out on 0.7 atoms. And in dollars, it's about $10. Oh, even less. It's about $7 US. So let's see how much I actually end up with. So remember, we have 0.08 Atom already. So let's confirm. So I should end up with 72.29 or so. So I already, oh yeah, I just confirmed the swap now. And I can actually watch this transaction as it happens. Oops, did I send another transaction? Oh shit. Did I mess up and send it twice? Oop, I probably did. That's okay. Yep, I sent all my ETH. Whoops. That's okay. I don't know how that happened. Just trying to talk while doing these things, but whatever, it's fine. So the thing about ThorChain is when you do these swaps, it can take a bit of time to complete, but sometimes it takes no time at all. Oh, and by the way, ThorSwap Earn is here, so you can actually one-sided deposit um, currencies, so you can earn yield on Bitcoin. Um, there's inflationary rewards that they give you for Rune tokens, but they also make a decent amount from trading volumes and trading fees. So a lot of that yield can go to you as a Bitcoin liquidity provider, and any other coin that they offer here. So that's pretty cool. A lot of these coins are yield less, right? Like you can't earn yield on Bitcoin, Doge, BCH, or LTC. So yeah, I sent all of my ETH, and I need to swap some back. So I just lost about $20 there. Totally fine. How much were the fees? So the transaction fee was actually very cheap. It only sent the ETH, so it wasn't really like a smart contract interaction or anything. Just like a 62-cent transaction, which is dope. Oops. My only problem was so yeah, so there's the atom. Didn't take too long, and I wonder if I should even swap back into that. You know what? We're gonna actually take a look at the Atom ETH chart, because if anything, ETH gained a lot on Atom. So let's go back to Trading View. Let's search Atom ETH. I guess there's no real Atom market ETH. Atom BTC. No Atom ETH. Oh, there is Atom ETH. Kraken. I guess I could just pick Kraken, right? No, I'm gonna go Binance. Wait, what? 22. 19. Who else has Atom ETH? Bittrex. April 19. Why does it look like that on Binance? Man, I can't trust none of these. You know what? I'm just gonna do it the right way. So if you ever want to like denominate currencies in a chart, just go Atom. Wait, you have to pick an Atom market. So Atom USD. Oops. USD. Yeah. T. On Coinbase had Atom for a while. What? It doesn't even look like they did. What the hell? What do I even use for Atom right now? I swear it's like Coinbase. Oh, United States dollar. That's why it's not USDT. So I'm gonna take this Atom chart USD and divide it by ETH USD and Binance. No, not Binance. Let's go with Bitfinex. So I just put a slash, and you get pretty much the price of Atom like Atom over ETH. So right now, Atom probably has like more likelihood to continue its pattern down and go lower. So buying all that Atom right now may not be the best time, but I mean, let's see what the downside is. You can go another negative 40%. That's significant. I'd say that's significant. I should probably get back that ETH. Probably should. But then again, if we look at a larger time scale, right? Then again, Atom could be on a path to outperform ETH and break out of this pattern. So although there is that negative, chance of it just continuing, which is totally likely, it's probably more likely than not, right? Like on the monthly, we're kind of high here too. Then the downside's not too crazy. Like if we bounce off of here, yeah, that's 30%. Well, that could be like the last time that there is a dip, because this is looking like it's bottoming. Like it doesn't want to go much lower. And then if Atom gets like a little bit of hype, it can really outperform. So we'll see. It doesn't, we're not seeing anything crazy yet. It's still very early. Day to day, let's see. Yeah. Well, I'll probably still buy back some of that ETH because I didn't mean to do that. So probably the worst streamer in the world, but I don't give a fuck. If you got questions, ask questions, jump in our Discord. I'll share the Discord again here, invite people, blah, blah, blah. Copy. Check the chat. I just shared the Discord in the chat. Hop in if you're not in already. And jump in voice chat if you have any questions. And I'm just trying to show people how to use UMEE protocol and leverage their coins, borrow against your crypto, and you can use ETH. So, oh yeah, it's always the native. I just gotta click native. So let's swap that back. Let's go 70. Let's go like not even 70. Let's go like 85 back. Swap that bad boy. Wait, how much is this gonna cost me now? Like $10 again? Yeah, let's just do that. Approve. Goes to the ledger. Send it. But that shows you how easy ThorSwap is. Like, who needs a centralized exchange? I mean, once they start adding limit orders and stuff like that with this too, the game's over. You really won't need a centralized exchange. If anything, centralized exchanges will start depositing their money onto chains like this. Osmosis as well. Plenty of ways that you can use DeFi to build a business, If anything, if I was a smart person, like I would probably just look to do that instead of trying to set up an exchange, set up a front end that plugs into Cosmos and Thorchain at the same time, and just take a small percentage on the trades. So I'm just talking so that the transaction can go through, but let's see what's going on here. So we took the money. Still didn't send it. Still did not receive, but it's coming. And yeah, we already know what's going on there. All right, so let's work on the Cosmos side because that's what I was gonna show you guys anyway. So on UMEE, You have Cosmos as collateral or USDC as collateral. You can supply on the supply side, which means you're depositing. When you deposit Atom, you actually earn about 4.25% on it. And on the borrow side, you can borrow USDC, you can borrow UME, or you can borrow Atom. And these are the interest rates that you pay when you borrow that money. So on USDC, the interest rates are pretty low. 2% is pretty normal for money markets on DeFi. And when you borrow cryptocurrencies, the interest rates can be higher. So, you know, again, I may be talking a lot, but I hope that you guys are kind of following, and I'm just trying to understand, like, make sure that people understand, like, what's going on here, right? So I'm going to deposit um, Atom into the system, but there's a few steps before you can actually get that. So as you might have seen, like I did deposit Atom. I actually have, I can show you on my Kepler wallet. I have 60 Atom here ready to get deposited. But the problem is there is no Atom here. So how do I get Atom here? Well, technically this isn't native Atom. This would be Atom that has been bridged over to the UME blockchain, because UME is not just an application on Atom or anything, it's its own blockchain. So this is actually a pretty cool project. So UME has their own governance token. You can actually borrow their governance token or supply their governance token and use it as collateral. And they provide the service where you basically can do cross-chain loans. Not cross-chain, I actually shouldn't say that. It's multi-chain loans. So I can go on to Cosmos and they have a money market here. I can go on to Ethereum. They have a money market here with a few different coins. They have more stable coins that you can use, and they also include Ethereum as collateral. So pretty cool stuff. So we're going to stick to the Atom side, like I said. How do we, and again, the question is, how do we get Atom onto the UME chain? So we're going to go to markets. And Jay, if you have any questions, just feel free to like just jump in and let me know.
Yeah.
So, so on the market side, and then I'm also going to explain like how this is useful after I've explained how this works, right? So on the market side here, we're going to go to the Atom collateral here. I'm going to click transfer. It's going to just ask me to approve something. So now it's looking at my address, and oh, there's my 60 Atom. Right, so I'm not going to send the whole 60, I'm going to send like maybe 55. And click transfer and approve. It's like that simple. You really don't have to think about it much. As long as you see that number there, it's matching your wallet balance in your real Atom wallet, you should be fine. So I just sent the transaction there and waiting for it to be acknowledged. Takes a few seconds. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard to see if it took hold. Click refresh. Takes time sometimes. Up to 30 seconds is pretty normal. And there's my Atom. So that was just under 30 seconds probably. So I'm gonna add all my Atom. And as you can see here, my borrow limit is currently at 72, so it's like close to like red territory, right? If it goes to like 90 or 100 or something, they'll liquidate me. And I'll bring it down to about 64 with that injection of Atom. Now, for now, I'll probably borrow a little bit just to like show you guys how it works, and then we can talk about what you can do with this money. And just so you can see how easy it is, right? So now I've added to my collateral. So just take note that that balance just increased. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can always rewind it and see what was in there before. So it's just about 3,600 or so, and I added about $500. So yeah, so now we have a little bit more wiggle room to borrow more. This shows me how much I owe on my interest rate, because mind you, even though I am paying an interest rate on this side, I'm still earning interest as I supply. So it's going to take the difference, the aggregate difference, and I'm paying about 1% on my loan after my collateral grows and my loan grows. It's about $1 in between. I mean, 1% in between. So that's pretty cool. So let's go to USDC side here, because I could actually take. So what I'm actually starting to try to do is to understand, like, hey, if a crypto is extremely overvalued or it really like has pumped recently, where I gotta start using UME to actually short it. So we're actually gonna go to CoinGecko here real quick. And I'm gonna search UME. Now I'm pretty sure UME's already been beaten up pretty much, and it's not worth shorting. But we're just gonna take a look. Yeah, it's already down 7.5%. It's pretty low already, so I don't think it's worth like shorting it even more here. It's kind of dangerous to do. But if it pumps and it goes to like a penny and a half, which is like 50% from here, I could definitely confidently borrow some UME. So I would go manage, borrow. Huh? Oh, no, let me slide it. Do I have to refresh my page? Probably. Manage. Whoa, what's going on here? Am I like over my borrow limit or something? No. I want to let me borrow UME. Maybe there's just none in the pool. So I could borrow Atom as well. Like, I don't have to borrow UME. I could borrow Atom if I feel like it's gonna come down. And I could do a number of trades. So like, here's another example. So I was just showing you guys the Atom ETH trading pair. So let's go to Atom ETH. Let's try. So this is, I mean, less short term. Let me actually do the thing again. Slash Ethereum. So I'm going into like how you can use different strategies on this platform, right, to take advantage. So Ethereum, Tether from Coinbase, whatever. Let's go. Yeah, Coinbase, whatever. Enter. So yeah, so right now, I mean, it is actually on the support line. So like, oh, this is a daily. Let's go to the 4-day. It's just okay. So it can, yeah, it's probably gonna come down. If I go to the 1 week, you don't even have it yet. But yeah, it's probably gonna just come down another 30% or so. So if I took and borrowed 80 Atom, right? So I can now borrow up to the hilt, and if Atom goes down in value, then my dollar, the dollar amount that I owe will go down. So I'll be less likely to get liquidated, because all of this is based on dollar value anyway. So if I borrow this Atom, sell it for Ethereum, or even better sometimes is sell it for dollars, then I can earn, oh, it's kind of dark. I'm going to turn on the light here. Oh, then I can earn quite a bit of money by shorting Atom or selling it for a currency that's going to outperform it. And a chart like this, where it looks like there's continuation downside, if it looks like anything like these last cycles where it hit this range, like I'll draw like lines to make it easier for you people to see. Right, so this is like a resistance line, and it just touched this. How much did it come down? Right, like if you time that, you already made like 25% on the way down. And if you're right even more, or if you start now, you can see potentially it can go to like from another 25 to 40% down in ETH value. This is an Atom USD over ETH chart. Now, if I looked at just the regular Atom chart, we already have charts drawn here, so let's just see, because the USD chart's not going to have the same numbers. Like, if I see down to our next target, our buy target, it's about 20%. So I think my bear case is for Atom. Now, mind you, this is a UMEE tutorial / market watch. Like we're putting it all together because market watch is important too. This should dictate some of your decisions sometimes. So based on this chart that we have drawn here, we're looking at like $8 as being like a support, a pretty decent support, just because it was a top for a number of times. Also, it served as a pretty good support line here. Even just a couple of weeks, it was below $8 recently, but not too long, right? So $8 seems like something it should bounce off of if we're still in a upward trend after whatever happened last year. But you know what? It's been enough time. I can draw like a little bit of a trend line up here. So we're kind of below, so we definitely should expect some type of like a microphone pattern, or like it's not microphone, speakerphone cone kind of thing. So we might touch this bottom range around $8, maybe go below, but between $8 and $5. If we break below 8, then a trading range in between here is very possible. But if not, then we should probably bounce off of $8 and then go for like, we can go to like 20 after that. Like that could definitely be in the cards. Yeah, and that would be by like February, March. It would take a few months. So I say all of that to say shorting any of these cryptos right now probably isn't the best idea. Like your downsides, I don't think the downside is really there to make it worth it. Like you don't want to make just like 26 to 60% on the downside. You want to make like, well, yeah, you want to make way more. And I'm probably even measuring that wrong. Like if anything, let's just see. If I go from the bottom to the top here, yeah, this is like a 68% gain. So, if it was like 120% gain to get back to those prices, then it might be good. But shorting for here for something that's just 68%, I don't think it's really worth it. So you might as well just borrow USDC and long whatever is like already short. Like I mean, so cheap, and maybe put some bids in lower on the way down. That's that's like a choice you can make, or an option. You could also, let's see here. You could also just like deposit this USDC back into here. You could long Atom and deposit it back in here, so that way you're kind of neutral. Like, well, not neutral because you're longing Atom, so if it goes down in value, you might get stopped out. But you could earn interest on your Atom. you could stake it because staking Atom's more profitable than putting it in here. So no one's really doing this for the 4% yield. So you could just stake Atom and pay back your collateral, pay back your loan. You know, pay back what you borrowed. There's a lot of options, and I encourage you to be kind of not crazy creative to the point where you'll like forget your trades, but you definitely want to think about like how you can, mind you, you're taking a long position, typically a long position on crypto. You can put some USDC in here for stability. It helps a lot too. Like if I'm borrowing this much, maybe I want to have that much in USDC as well. And then anything on top, I have crypto. And then when the bull market comes in, this crypto bag can go up 10x, right? And this becomes like 18,000. So now I have a lot of more room to borrow, right? So right now, sometimes it's like you just want to play around with adding more crypto to your bag, borrowing against it. When it comes up, when crypto like booms a little bit, maybe you want to like borrow in Atom, sell it on the open market, buy it back when it goes lower. That's something you can do. Or you can just borrow dollars and reinvest it, stake it, pay for your bills. Again, really, it's really up to you. I don't want to like put strategies in people's heads because that's not like what I do. I feel like everybody else is situational, but just understanding this tool is very important. So, that being said, I did a lot of talking here, but did I deposit? So yeah, so now we can actually borrow something. So like, let me borrow USDC. I'm gonna stop talking and just be about it, right? So I'm gonna borrow. I don't want to borrow too much, so I'm just gonna borrow like for let's call it 300. $300 in USDC or 350. Yeah. So now that USDC is on UMEE, and if I wanted to get it back, I'd have to click on transfer and click on the chain that I actually want to send it to. So I could send that USDC back to Ethereum, but I could also send it to Osmosis or Crescent Hub. Crescent Hub actually has like some pretty decent yields, so I could actually totally do that. Oh, and another option you can do is just pool the USDC with another coin that you're comfortable with, and you can just earn yield on that coin. It's another totally viable option. So let's send all the USDC to Osmosis. Let me actually type in. Yeah, I like that you can do all of the options right in one. But I mean, that was it. Like, that was the tutorial. It's basically deposit collateral and borrow a little bit against it. Now, typically, as a rule of thumb, you don't want to borrow more than, to be very, very, very safe, I'm going to be honest with you, you don't want to borrow more than like 20 to 30% of your collateral. Right now, I'm at about 80%, like just a little over 80. Oh, sorry, over 70 I'm at. So it's telling me here my borrow limit used 70%. If I go to max, the max I can borrow is 87%. So if I get to like 100, then it'll liquidate some of my money, not all of it. It'll it'll basically take some of my collateral, sell it, and then take off some of what I owe off of my borrowed amount. The amount that they do, I'm never really sure how they calculate that, but it's enough to pretty much bring me back down to like a certain acceptable borrow ratio. Okay, so I mean I could show you this on the Ethereum side, and I probably will. Let me do that actually. Um, yeah, I got my ETH back. Oh, so here's the thing about this one, and I'll do this because you'll have to know this as well. So this isn't actually Ethereum; it's wrapped Ethereum, so it's WETH. So I have to actually swap this for WETH. Just do 0.6. Swap it. And Ethereum, just like, always costs a little bit more to do the transaction. How you doing, Jay? You following along?
Yeah.
No questions or anything?
Not yet, no.
Do you see the power of this, though?
Yeah.
So you can pretty much keep your bag. You don't have to sell it.
Yeah.
And then, as you're borrowing, like I said, it's your discretion what you use the money for. But let's just say, you got to think of the scenarios, right? Let's just say you're like, damn, I wish I had some money for this next NFT drop coming up. You can get it for sure. You got the whitelist, whatever. But you just don't have the money. You take your portfolio, you put it into UMEE, you borrow against it, and you buy that NFT. Right? Then you can flip it, whatever, pay back your loan, whatever. You take the difference. Right? I was doing that for a while. That's how I was able to protect most of my gains from Luna. And I just borrowed against it, and I was always like buying stuff. NFTs crashed too. Where my thesis went wrong is that NFTs crashed as well. I thought that when crypto crashed, people would be like, nah, NFT, like my NFTs are my NFTs. That's different from crypto, and they would have like repriced. But that was stupid, and I should have known. Like it was like a shot in the dark, Like if it worked, it would have been like a lot of money. Would have been worth a lot if it was a sound plan. So I'm just dropping some. So to drop ETH in here, to drop WETH in this contract as collateral, it cost me like $9. Doing anything on ETH is just gonna cost money. It's the whole reason any of this costs like a lot. Like even on ThorSwap, if I go Atom to let's say AVAX, oh, I'm still gonna pay $10. Interesting. What if it was 60? That'd still be about $10. Yeah, so alright, so my WETH is deposited. I don't think I'm gonna borrow on this side. Probably just gonna leave it here. If anything, this is a good time to just, like when ETH is so low and you're a little worried that it'll go lower, This is a good time to just borrow against it here. Not all the way to the hilt, but borrow like, 400 bucks. I get straight USDC, so I don't have to unwrap or anything because this is on the Ethereum side. Now to borrow, see, this is the thing too though. Borrowing 18 bucks in gas. So like let's like actually take a look at um, Etherscan and just check the gas. Oh, it's low, man. Gas isn't even high. It's not even high, so that's just a high fee. But honestly, sometimes when they show you that and it's like it looks like it's high, it's not really high. It's like sometimes they charge you only half of that or whatever. So yeah, so borrowing USDC, borrowing ETH would probably be cheaper too. Let's see, USDC was 18 bucks. Borrowing ETH, it's even more, 19. So yeah, that's basically the cost. You're gonna pay like 30 bucks. So, but if you scale this up and you're borrowing like thousands at a time and stuff, it's not that big of a deal. So, because it's like almost like the same price even if you were doing like 10 million. So $30 is nothing to 10 million. So, um, yeah, that's how it works. I'm not gonna borrow. Like I said, I'm not gonna borrow on the ETH side unless it's like, you know, really worth it. I don't feel like the need to borrow $400 and buy ETH or $600 and buy ETH. But if I did, I could buy some ETH and then just put it right back in, and then I'd probably be at the same borrow limit level, and I would just have more ETH, more exposure to ETH. So that's another thing you can do is just take your borrowed amount and just restake it or deposit it as collateral. I don't always recommend that, but if it makes sense for you and it's like good timing, and you really believe that it's gonna turn around, even if it doesn't, you should be protected as well. Always protect yourself from downside. You don't have to be afraid of getting liquidated, because if something really bad happens in one day and people are like, you know, readjusting their expectations for the entire year and stuff, sometimes you might just want to like leave the loan open, let it get liquidated, try to find that new bottom, and then start building back your collateral. Which is kind of what happened to me now. I was wrong about NFTs. I was wrong about Luna. Luna crashed fantastically, and I pretty much I tried to save my collateral one day, but then I learned quickly, like I got burned like 15, 17 grand, and then I realized like, okay, no, I can't try to save these collaterals if they're free falling. So try to position yourself that you can survive a 20% crash. Like if this crashed 20%, I already have USDC, so that's already one saving grace. But let's say I didn't, and then I was purely subject to the volatility, then yeah, you want to leave some room for a 20 to 30% crash. So that means you don't borrow above 70%. 70, when you're borrowing at 75, 70%, you're actually pretty okay, actually. Um, but if you want to be very, very safe, then you want to be like, 20 to 30%. Take on a bit of risk, then you're going from 30 to 60, 70% borrow ratio, which is where I'm at right now, 60 to 70. So yeah, at this point I feel like I'm rambling. Hopefully that was a good enough tutorial for you guys to understand why borrowing against your crypto is good. There's probably other things I'm forgetting, like, I mean, just in general, like if the crypto that you're buying, let's say Atom just has a catastrophic failure, right? Catastrophic. if you're doing this type of practice, at least you got away with, at least half of your investment, maybe even more. Like I said, you can borrow up to like 80%, maybe more, 84%. So you really don't have to completely subject yourself to this volatility and not benefit from the risks that you're taking. Because I feel like it's a smart thing. Like if you're borrowing against your crypto as you hold it, you open up yourself to more um, possibilities and opportunities, right? Kind of tripped out there. So you definitely want to think about this in your portfolio strategy. You're sitting with a few $1,000s. If the and another thing too is to know there's liquid staking that's coming to Cosmos very soon. So while 4% on Atom may not be that great, imagine having Atom straight from a liquid staking operation. So you're earning like the actual 12%, but also on top of that, you're earning 4% because it's in high demand. It might be even more than that because Staked Atom is going to be like a killer app for this kind of thing. Because right now, if you're doing this and using Atom as collateral, you're losing money on staking rewards because you can get at least like 10% more on your Atom. So when Staked Atom comes in, you'll probably earn an extra 4 to 5 to 6 to 7% on that. So that kind of changes the game. It'll make things a lot more interesting. UMEE and all of the lending protocols that, I think UMEE is like the first and only one right now. Oh no, it's not the first. There's Kava. I always forget about fucking Kava. But once all of these platforms get staked liquid assets as collateral, it's gonna explode. Like right now, these numbers are small. This is only $40,000 supplied, only $17,000 borrowed. This is nothing. At one point during the bull market, my portfolio looked like this. If you go to the Ethereum side, it's much bigger. My portfolio did not look like this, but 3 million borrowed, only 40,000 borrowed. Excuse me, 3 million supplied. So this is not getting used very much, but when staked assets come in, it's gonna make a difference for sure. And then at that point you'll be earning more than what your interest rates are for USDC and stuff. So your debts won't grow as fast as your asset pool, unless your asset pool just goes to shit. And Atom has a catastrophic failure and goes to zero, then everything's fucked anyway. But that's another reason why you should do a practice like this. Because just holding something, straight staking it, or just holding something without borrowing against it, you are at risk of a zero. You could see your whole investment just go to zero, and nobody wants that. So borrow against your crypto. Even if you don't do anything with the money, just borrow against it in a safe, moderate amount, and put it in the bank. Do whatever you have to, buy real estate, whatever the fuck. But when times get really rough, and you feel like things are going to come down further, borrow as much to the hilt as you can, and ride it out. If you think that, okay, we're close to the bottom, I'm not going to get stopped out, that's great. You're a lucky person. If you get stopped out, and stopped out means liquidated, if they take your collateral and sell your collateral because your debts are too high, then you take that on the chin, and then just hope. Usually when that kind of thing happens, it's either the bottom or it's going to go lower. So you can always choose to like kind of buy back your collateral or just let it bounce, like whatever. It's not all, they don't take all your money right away. They take maybe like 20% or 10%, and then also 20% or 10% off of your borrowed amount. So yeah, I'm gonna try to wrap it up here because I've been talking for a minute now. So we're actually coming up exactly on an hour, so that's actually a great time to stop. But Jay, I mean, I'm gonna end the stream, but do you have any questions before I like, yeah?
Um, not really, no. I
Okay.
don't think.
Am I a good teacher?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, thank you, everyone. So I'm gonna end the stream now. This is your Friday night GTA Crypto Live, and appreciate you. Thanks for joining us. We had a bit of a audience on the YouTube, so yeah, appreciate you for joining. Follow, like, and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Let them know what's possible in the crypto world. I feel like not a lot of people know this stuff and know this exists. So if you're stumbling upon this, definitely take advantage of this knowledge, because not a lot of people who are smarter than you and I even know about this. So information asymmetry is a very powerful thing. Make sure that you appreciate the knowledge that you're learning. You've made it already very far just being here alone. So um, take pride in that and use the tools that you're learning. Knowledge is not worth anything if you don't use it. This is GTA Crypto. My name is Theo. Good night. Good luck.